Hi everyone, welcome back to another gameplay of Infinitode 2. So right now I'm going to continue with the last update, showing you the next stage. So last time I did 5.6, right now I'm going to show you 5.7. As always with no abilities. And yeah, this stage, as you can see, has a lot of tiles, different effects, and you can really exploit these tiles, and so it's very easy, in my opinion, in this map to get very high scores. At least like 1 million score is quite easy to achieve. So here I'm gonna use the central tiles that have like double effects on each tower to place some cannons, and down here in the power one the Tesla. And yeah, let's start. So as always, I'm gonna go with auto wave call for as long as I can, and then I'm gonna just like deactivate it and then try to survive for as long as I can. So in this map I'm gonna show you the triple freezing tower, so in that way you can stack 3 times the passive, and you'll get already more damage done with just this simple trick. So here just placing more towers. Remember, place them quite fast, so in that way you can start leveling them up passively. Okay, so that's pretty much everything. So I'm gonna start placing some bounties. I'm gonna place another one, and now I'm gonna level up everything level 1. Everything, yeah, here we go. And now I'm placing these towers in this shape because then in the center I'm gonna place some attack speed and damage modifiers. So in that way, I'm having all the towers receive the benefits and not receive the drawbacks from each modifier. So that's just the best, really. Okay, let's get this. Experience generation, yeah, so that's gonna make my towers a lot faster. Another bounty, why not? Okay, at this stage I think wave 40 I place 4 missiles up here, as well exploiting this double effect tiles. Now there are no flying enemies, as you can see, from each portal, so it's useless like to get the anti-air system. But as well, getting the vertical launch is gonna increase also the minimum range, and so in the very late stages of the game that may be a disadvantage. So in this case I'm gonna just get compact missiles, and I will not get the second ability. So okay, here already capping the amount of cash that I'm getting, so that's perfect. Let's get everything level 2 here. Yeah, here right now I'm gonna unlock damage. Okay, level 2, level 2, level 2, 2, 2. The last bounty, there we go. And now quite easily you start placing all the miners to start getting the resources. Of course, resources are useful to get higher scores, but as well because you need them for the upgrades in the research. So the sooner you can start placing the miners and you can start getting the resources, the better it is. So I'm gonna get everything, I think, here level 1. Oops, I got 2 levels there, whatever. Then most likely will be everything every tower level 3. Okay. Yeah, we're 72, yeah, I should be able to do it. Okay, so this is the last one. 600. Okay, I'm gonna get here some mining speed. This is the only spot where I can place some, because all the other like resources are out of my reach. And as I said, let's level up everything level 3 here before it's too late. Okay. And here is where I start placing the blast towers. Now, as I said in my previous video, this is a way that I have found out pretty recently that is gonna make the last, especially the waves when they're gonna start being hard. That's where having all these blasts is gonna be very useful for the knockback effect. So I'm gonna just start placing them so that I can start like leveling them up passively, of course. Yeah, actually here, yeah, I may sell this one. I'm gonna just leave another spot free there for a modifier. Here. So just placing them, you know. Okay, boom. Now getting them all. This ability. Okay. And now I'm gonna place the attack speed and damage modifiers. As I said, I'm gonna place them in this shape, so in that way I'm receiving, like, each tower is at least receiving 1 damage and 1 attack speed modifier, and especially the cannons in the center are receiving double amount. So here, just being careful leveling it up as well, the main tower, so that I don't die too soon. Okay, here, yeah, I'm just waiting for the extra damage. You know, here as well, I'm gonna, because this one has attack speed, this missile, I'm gonna get here damage, and here that has damage, I'm gonna get attack speed. And then up here, I will get as well 2 power modifiers. That is gonna make these towers like level up a little slower, but it's gonna increase their damage output. So yeah, I think that's just quite nice. So all these blast towers that I placed before just to unlock the ability and to use them like late game. I'm gonna just leave them level 0. I will not really upgrade them right now. I don't need them to do like damage. Okay, so now that I have everything level 5, every like main tower level 5, I'm gonna start upgrading each of these miners level 2, paying attention as well to the cost, especially on the last ones, because there is just like primarily like Infiar and the orange resource. Yeah, it's not it's quite expensive. Okay, so right now I'm gonna level up everything here. All right, and here, yeah, damage, thank you. Let's get everything level 6 here. Maybe a little bit short of cash. No, not yet. Not yet, okay. So I'm still able to survive almost wave 120 here, and I'm still able to survive with the auto wave call button, so that's perfect. But I think here, yeah, 120 is your cutoff, because normally after wave 120, like, the enemies become very tough, and just having the auto wave call button may just call in too many enemies, and yeah, you might just screw up. So here I'm gonna actually sell the power modifiers, because like they were just sucking too much experience and giving them to these blast towers, and I don't want that. So yeah, I just forgot about that. So yeah, I'm gonna sell them. So here I want to get attack speed as well, the next step. So let's get these missiles as well, level 6. Okay, so now everything is level 6. So my main like damage towers are all over 6. And at this stage what I do is pretty simply, so I start leveling up the towers that are higher level and also the towers that are receiving the higher amount of buffs. So after I get normally like both freezing towers, like the 3 of them level 8, that's gonna cap the freezing percent, and that's also the largest range available before like level 10. So I'm gonna do that first. Then here normally like I get both these miners here that have the extra mining speed. I will get them both level 3. So there's also some extra resources and some extra score. Yeah, here we go. And as I said, at this point I level up firstly the 2 cannons in the center because they are the ones that are like receiving the double attack speed and the double damage modifier. So like right now are the strongest towers in the game, so I want to level them up first. Most likely this one that has the double damage, and then the one with double attack speed. So yeah, here just one attack speed, and most likely after getting the attack speed here on the core, I'm gonna get this one that is gonna make my towers level up to level 21, and so that's gonna be extra stats for everything. And then I will most likely get the double damage and attack speed modifiers increase, so plus 7% for each. I'm using so many of them that I think it's quite a good idea to level them up. Alright, so that's it right now for the cannon in the right side, level 10. Now I'm gonna do the same for the one in the left side. So 2 cannons upgraded first, of course, because they are the ones like right now doing the highest amount of damage with the highest amount of buffs. And you can see that also like the cannon range once you get it level 10 is not really that bad, so the area covered is quite huge. Alright, so that's it. Most likely the next tower that I will max level 10 is gonna be these 2 missiles in the center right here. They are as well in a double tile effect, and also I'm giving some extra stats from the bounty. Now I could also get the Teslas. They're slightly more leveled than the missiles, but I think like the missiles output damage is a little higher, also because missiles like are covering a much larger area. Well, actually, yeah, it's quite the same. It's quite similar. Yeah, also missiles like their explosion radius, you can see that is quite huge. So the explosion range can make the missiles do damage to a lot more enemies than like Teslas. So yeah, that's why I'm gonna level up first missiles. So again, leveling up first the one with damage, with double damage, and then the one with attack speed, so the one in the right side. So like leveling up the towers that are like in the exact center of each square here in the game. As I said, there is no point in getting anti-air system because there are no flying enemies, and in getting vertical launch you lose some minor range, and especially you will be seeing like when I'm gonna start losing because enemies are gonna just be so strong that they're gonna start pushing through. The minimum range will be very useful, so the fact that the missile will be able to attack enemies like right here is gonna be useful. You can see that with vertical launch I lose like about, I don't know, like 5 units of range, and yeah, that's just bad. Okay, here as I said, I'm gonna get this one first so that I have my towers here of max level 21. You can see not 20, so that's perfect to get some more stats. Alright, here we go. So that's the Mixel maxed. These enemies are immune to the slow, but you can see that right now I have every blast tower past level 10. So now I'm exploiting the knockback effect, and yeah, it's just super good. So right now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna level up each of these resources right here in the left and the right side, level 4. So I get some extra score and extra resources as well. I don't really think getting like Teslas or stuff like that these early could really change a lot. So right now I have a lot of damage from like missiles and cannons, and they also compensate each other quite well, because like missiles are gonna do 25% more damage to enemies with more than 75% HP. Instead, cannons are gonna do more damage to the enemies with less than 50% HP. So in that way, like I'm using one tower to do like more damage to the enemies when they are like when they have a lot of HP, and more, and the cannons instead to just finish them off. Right, so that's it. So that's the double miners right there, level 4. You can see I have already reached more than 1 million of score, and I'm still defending quite good. So here, yeah, just waiting for the modifiers here. And now definitely getting the Teslas level 10. So first the one in the power multiplier player 5. So that's not actually like double power, because otherwise that would be too overpowered. It's just 25% more of each stat. Alright. Yeah, and you can see that right now at this point of the game is where like you cannot really start calling the next wave unless the wave is super easy. You cannot really call it earlier, because you just take so long to destroy all the enemies that you can't really call it. So here, for example, like I can call it right now, so those were like 13 seconds left. But yeah, that's just because the wave was pretty easy. And again here, each time you can call it earlier, it's like about like 40 to 50 extra cash, and that's a lot. So in this case, for example, for these stronger enemies, I couldn't defeat them as fast, and so I just couldn't do it. Couldn't call the wave early enough. These are the armored ones, so these ones as well are pretty tough. Okay, that's damage modifier plus 7%, so now 27.5. Nice. That's the Tesla level 10. Also, these enemies, Teslas, will not attack these armored ones, because like they're immune to lightning, and yet that's also why they are so tough. And you can see also the maximum DPS right now 600, sorry, with no abilities, so that's very good. Okay, so right now what I do normally is like I get this blast tower in the very center maxed. You should not really underestimate the damage that blast towers can do. Because of this ability, like they can increase their damage already by 75%, and so like when you max them like level 10, their damage is more than 1k each time they attack. So definitely something not to forget. Okay, just one more upgrade point, but right now like the core is going so slow as well. Yeah, I think in this stage is where I reach like 1 million of damage, because like all these enemies are the ones that when they are destroyed they become like lesser enemies, and so like they're all super tight and there are like a ton of them. Okay, so that's the blast tower level 10. You can see 1.1k damage. Okay, so right here I think I'm gonna level up this missile up here, just because it's in a power multiplier. Yeah, here we go, 1 million DPS, maximum DPS that I could achieve so far. Okay. Yeah, that's quite nice. Again, here some armor enemies, so lightning will not attack at all. These ones. But the blast tower knockback with the slow is very, very effective. Okay, so still I've been able, like wave 180, to still keep the enemies from like pouring to the other side of the map. So that's quite nice. So here, I want to get this. Yeah, I'm gonna get it. Nice. Level 10. All right. Yeah, a bunch here of also the light enemies, so the ones that are gonna develop the resistance depending on the last type of attack. There we go, that's attack speed, so that should definitely help me right now. And now at this stage of the game, what I do is like I start upgrading this left blast tower a level 10 as well, because like this is the last wave that is gonna come out from the right side, and then there are no more enemies, see? And all the enemies are gonna come from the left side. So in maxing here this blast tower in the left side first, so anticipating these many enemies that are gonna come out, you can play in advance, and you can survive longer in this way. Okay, so here when all these towers are gonna reach level 21, yeah, actually, I may even place it right now. I'm gonna place the power one. I have these two main towers. I have already level 21, so they're not gonna lose any experience. Yeah, it's super good. So as well, I'm giving more stats to these missiles. Okay, here we go. That's the blast tower maxed in the left side. I don't think maxing like these cannons with just so small like power-ups is something quite good to do. So instead, I just level up all these little amount of blast towers that I got. I level them up level 1, so it's not very expensive. And yeah, in that way you get like a higher chance to stun as well. Longer stun, and yeah, it's not bad. You can see how many enemies now are coming from the left side, so that's why I said to get this blast tower first, level 10, to play smart. So I really would like to get this missile right now though, level 10. I think it's gonna be the best option here. It's also in the upgrade discount tile, so I'm spending less cash to maxing it. Alright, so 1.16 million so far, my maximum DPS. And when I'm gonna defeat this, I should get the bounty proc, yeah, and that's the missile level 10. Alright. Most likely now what I'm gonna do is what I did for the left blast tower, I'm gonna do the same for the right one. So now you can see, well, there are not a lot of enemies come out from the left side, from the right side, sorry, but it's just better to do it. It's more damage, more attack speed, more stun. And yeah, at this point I think the enemies are just too strong, so they're gonna start pushing through. And now when the first enemies, especially in the left side, are gonna start turning, that's where everything is lost, because you can't like keep on attacking the enemies when they're very close to one another, and so you start losing a lot of your damage output. And yeah, that's the when you start losing, and it's like a normal part of the game, because just the enemies like have more and more and more and more HP, and your towers like are capped level, so they can't get any stronger. And yeah, here we go, like 1-2 enemies here. So like it's not very, when that happens is when you know that you're getting close to your end. But my end will not come so soon, because as I said, I have all these blast towers as well in the top side that are gonna all knock backwards the enemies, and so until I really lose, it's gonna be quite a long time. So here, let's see how much it takes for me to lose with no abilities. But I'm pretty confident I should still be able to survive until I get maybe like 1.5 million score, hopefully. So let's get this blast tower now level 9, and then now when I see that like too many enemies start sneaking past, what I'm gonna do pretty simply is like I'm gonna go slow, I'm gonna sell all the bounties, and I'm gonna get some more upgrades if I can. Actually, I may need to do it right now. Here, these enemies are just too much. So yeah, leveling them up, and now leveling this yeah, this blast tower right here with the range, selling all the bounties. Here and here, yeah. It's a lot of cash you get back from selling all the bounties, and almost level 10 here. And yeah, that's it. So now I'm gonna wait my demise. Let's see how long it takes. Now I have enemies coming from both sides, so this is just too much for my towers. But you're gonna be seeing that it's not gonna be that fast. So the fact that I will keep on knocking backwards the enemies is gonna take them a lot of time to actually reach the exit. So I'm pretty sure I can get here 1.5 million score. So that's this blast tower level 10. So that's quite nice. 21, yeah, everything here is almost level 21. And yeah, so right now you can't really do like anything else. Like I could try to upgrade, I don't know. Yeah, maybe all these blast towers in the top side, I could try to upgrade them all like level 2 to get some more stun procs or stuff like that. But I don't think it's gonna make a lot of difference here. But I can do it, you know, I'm just using the cash that I got. Yeah, already 1.5 million, and you can see how long it takes for them to like, they need to like first stack up and then they start pushing through. So yeah, that's quite nice. Level 3. Yeah, I don't know, probably I'm gonna lose first from the left side here. You can see a lot of fast enemies. And yeah, here we go. Now it's the end. But yeah, I'm pretty happy. Like maximum damage per second down, 1.3 million. Wave survived, I think it's gonna be like 200 maybe. 1.5 million score. Yeah, this is perfect. I got a ton of resources. And let's see how longer can I keep on knocking these enemies backwards and not letting them in. And that's it, I think. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so that was my new personal record in terms of waves defeated, but my score wasn't my highest. But yeah, I'm pretty happy. And then as usual, as I said, I'm gonna just look at an ad. It's just 20 seconds, and I get 25% more resources and green papers. And yeah, that's gonna be a ton of resources, especially because I got so many already. That 25% is gonna be a lot. So let's see here. Yeah, see 5k, 7.6k, 60, almost 65 thousand green papers. Yeah, that was a nice run. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and see ya. Bye bye.